When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything!
Welcome to LSD Radio. What you're about to hear is intended for listeners 18 years of age and older and is for entertainment purposes only. The Bad Habits Network must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any activity described on this show. This podcast may contain lewd, crude, vulgar, sexist, racist, fascist, argumentative, disgusting, appalling, explicit, edgy, and downright offensive language and or subject matter. For individuals easily offended, this may not be the program for you. We recommend turning this off now.
Are they gone?
Are they gone? Good.
Good.
Fuck those
Fuck 'em
guys.
all.
Let's
Fuck
do
those-
this.
Fuck those guys.
Now those asshats are gone. Let's have some fun.
Yep. So yeah, welcome to the first LSD Radio, Lord Sir Daddy. May the 4th be with you.
What an auspicious day to do this. I had my lightsaber polished just this morning.
I voted for some bacon today. It was crispy or chewy, and I said, chewy! Oh!
You're fucking horrible.
Why did you vote and then go down on a cock?
I didn't go down on a cock.
That's what
it
just
was
sounded
Chewbacca.
like.
You
Chewbacca
do
sounds
a better
like.
one. There we go. There's
Not
a lucky.
ork.
I can't undulate my tongue like you can.
That's
like
not
you
what-
give a better blowjob.
That's not what I've heard.
Yeah, but you can take it longer and deeper than I can.
He's also got the beard to clean up the mess after the fact.
He
It
does.
doesn't clean up the mess, it just acts like a bib.
It cleans up the mess. The mess
off
is no
your
longer
shirt.
on me, so it's cleaned up. What's
But I
my
thought
favorite?
you liked that sort of thing.
What's my favorite saying? Not my problem.
NMMFP, not my motherfucking problem.
Amen to that. I'll drink to that.
So hopefully no one has any Revenge of the 5th coming at them tomorrow.
I did eat some spicy fish tacos today. So
I
it's
thought that was
entirely.
last night.
I also had spicy fish tacos last night.
Spicy fish tacos 2 days in a row. You're
Oh,
asking
yeah.
for some revenge.
Dude, I ate at this Mexican restaurant in Milwaukee today, and yeah, they have a whole bunch of like high-end tacos and everything, and yeah, a couple of them that I had, one of them was a spicy mahi-mahi taco that was delicious.
The only high-end tacos I think about are hookers, so
Yeah.
then I'm out.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here like, what? Do they have like little golden taco holders to keep them for you with filigree on the sides? And
No, kind of, maybe. I don't know. They were served out of the mouths of Mexican hookers. Does that count?
Yes, that counts. That's high class right there.
See, somebody needs
no,
to
that's
invent
German right
a
there. If you
restaurant
want
like that.
pre-chewed food, that's German.
Baby bird it.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Right out of the mouths of Mexican hookers.
someone needs to invent a restaurant like that. Lunch in the box.
Well, the Orientals served it on naked women. I mean, why
The
can't
Orientals.
What?
Nice.
I don't want to be too selective. I don't know which one of them does that. It might be Japanese, might be Chinese.
That would be the Japanese.
That would be the Japanese.
Yeah, if you're referring to sushi in the raw, that's Japanese.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the sushi gives it away.
Oh.
You never hear about General Tso's chicken in the raw.
Not all sushi is raw.
I didn't say it was raw food served on naked ladies. I just said it was food served on naked ladies.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know it was raw.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, sometimes maybe.
You could put some hot and sour soup in some naked lady and slurp it off. I mean,
You know, if you like extra yeasty hot and sour soup.
come on, sweet and sour pussy. Come on.
This is why I want a restaurant called Lunch in the Box.
There is always that rumor that the stray animals, like, you know, the feral cats and the stray dogs the dog catcher gets, yeah, they just go to the
End up
Chinese
as food in
restaurant.
Chinese. Yeah, still. No.
No,
Doesn't
that-
involve pussy.
I
Well,
live with
I mean,
an
it does,
Asian. No, they
Feral cats.
keep pets, or as they call it, livestock. So please.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to eating animals. They're delicious.
If God didn't want us to eat the animals, He wouldn't have put meat in them.
Yep. Much like Dick.
Over the week,
And on that note,
over the weekend, I had to make mention at the flogging class I taught that I've never played with a vegan because I wasn't sure that if they would ask me if my toys were vegan friendly. Because fuck no, they're all made out of animal skin.
Well, see, I was thinking, of course they're not vegan friendly. You're beating your meat with them.
One of the best lines I ever read, and gosh, I wish I could remember who this person was so I could find them, get their permission to use their name on the air, and give them credit. Someone asked, what is the one thing that you have in your fire kit? And everyone was like, oh, well, I have this kind of fire extinguisher, or I have this kind of fuel. One guy just piped into the conversation in the middle of FetLife with, barbecue sauce for when the meat's done. And I'm like, that was a fantastic line.
Yeah.
That is now my official... What's in your fire kit? Barbecue sauce for when the meat's done.
Am I the only one when somebody's fire scene goes horribly wrong and they accidentally scorch their sub? Am I the only one here that starts to get a little hungry?
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
No. It does smell like pretty tasty barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue pork. Long pork.
Delicious. So what the fuck are we talking about? Other than random
So
chit chat.
If this is Don King, who's that?
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat.
Oh, Buckwheat, huh?
Buckwheat and Don King.
Buckwheat and Don King.
One's
Yep.
black with a fro, the other one's black with spiky gray hair.
I'm still waiting for my Don King, but I bought it discount, so it's taking forever to get here.
Discount Don King.
I'm going to have the discount. Yeah, it's going to be slightly trimmed.
Slightly trimmed.
Maybe have a pink streak in it. I think that'd be kind of cool, actually.
Well, you know, that's your payback for being so Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
So, being a Jew, you can't eat pork. Can you eat people?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Depends on if they're prepared kosher or not.
Actually, the funny thing is, do you want the real story on that one, or do you just want to sit here and tell jokes? Because I'll tell you, the real story is creepy as shit.
Well, yeah.
Okay, the real story on that one, why pork was originally forbidden, a lot of people think that it's actually because of sanitary reasons, but that's really not true, because the one way you can delineate Jewish settlements in an archaeological sense from other settlements is the absence of pig bones in their refuse. However, all these other settlements weren't dying of plagues or trichinosis. They were doing just fine. They knew how to prepare pork, just like everyone else in ancient times did. The reason why it was forbidden was because the screams of the dying pigs sounded too close to human. It was too close to human sacrifice. That's why they removed it. That's why they said you can no longer have anything to do with pigs or sacrifice them or eat them. All animal sacrifices had to be as far from human as humanly possible.
Fuck, man, that makes me want to go out and sacrifice a pig.
Doesn't it, though?
I kind of want to hear a pig scream now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a pig.
I have to
every
admit,
time I hear it, I'm like, damn, I want pork ribs, and I want them right now.
Yeah.
I want them slathered in barbecue sauce, and can I be there when they do the pig? That'd be awesome.
the mere thought of it kind of gets me a little hard.
And then the leather worker in me is like, and I want the hide.
Oh, yeah. Pig leather is outstanding stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Tattoo artists use it as a
Practice.
prep work. Practice.
Out of all the crap I built for you, didn't I build anything with that boar hide I got my hands on?
No, you haven't built
was
me
like-
anything out of boar.
Ah,
I got
beautiful
elk,
stuff.
I got bull, I got cow, I got all
Well,
kinds
Well, you
of
got
shit.
tons of bull.
Got any
but
people?
Oh, if I had people leather.
Actually, the problem with human skin is that it's so thin that it's very, very delicate, very, very difficult to work with, and you really couldn't do anything with it, which is why historically it was only used to bind books.
I
That's
could totally
why
make
you
a
use the
lampshade.
bottom of the feet.
Yeah, you can do
Oh,
lampshades,
yeah.
you can do things like that.
Yeah,
but
there's
as far
serial
as-
killers that think you were very wrong on this. Just I'm throwing that out there.
I've never even heard of a serial killer that made a flogger out of human skin. Or a single tail, or any other kind of impact toy.
Well, yeah, because, serial killers are generally not kinky. We're too fucked up for them.
So
no, not them. Those kinky people, they're weird.
So you just said necrophilia is not a kink.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You said serial killers aren't kinky.
All things considered, in the grand scheme of things, if one assumes that serial killers are doing what they're doing, so not all serial killers are necrophiliacs, first of all. Second of all, you're making the assumption that if necrophilia does play into their activity, that they're necessarily deriving sexual satisfaction off of it, which would be by the definition of what a fetish is. I have that stupid song playing in the back of my head now. However, it isn't always. In many cases, well, actually, you know what? I don't know the true psychology behind this. We should look this up. We should find out about whether or not necrophilia, or I should say, serial killers who happen to have also a necrophilia fixation and or potentially fetish, whether it is a sexualized act or if it is purely a power game. That's an interesting question.
To all of the LSDR listeners out there, we welcome all fact checkers. Just don't bullshit us any more than we bullshit you.
Well, okay, then here, let me chime in. First of all, when you're talking about necrophilia, the problem you're having is that what you're using is really just a context term that defines a large number of issues.
Yeah.
It can be literally on the most extreme end, physically sexually penetrating a corpse.
Fuck yeah.
On the lowest end, it can merely be having
Masturbating with a dead chicken?
Having a fetish having to do with death. There are necrophiliacs who have been treated who literally their fetish was to go into graveyards because of the closeness to death was what turned them on. There have been necrophiliacs who were sexually excited by the concept of having sex with the concept of death as opposed to an actual dead body. So necrophilia is really just a header term for a large number of mental disorders.
So you're telling me the fact that I like to bend a woman over a gravestone and fuck her in the ass, I'm technically a necrophiliac?
Do you like that because you're over a dead person?
Kinda, sorta. That is part of it.
Then yeah, you're kinda sorta a necrophiliac.
What about shoving ice cubes in someone so you can fuck cold holes? Because that's really a turn on too.
Do you find it a turn on because of the sensation? Is it a hedonistic question? Or do you like to actually imagine that the person is dead? Because there's also a subsect of necrophiliacs who prefer women who will get physically very, very cold and lie perfectly still so that people can have sex with them imagining it's a dead person.
Honestly, I just had popsicle sex this morning for the first time, so I was just enjoying the cold. She wasn't dead at all. She was fighting a lot, but still,
Which is
just
where,
posing the question.
According to the Wikipedias, which is
oh
of
my God,
course
Wikipedia! Thank God we have the ultimate.
Thank
authority
God
of
we
all
have
information.
Wikipedia. Necrophilia, also called thanatophilia, is a sexual attraction or sexual act involving corpses. So the mere fact that you are sexually attracted to a corpse or something involving corpses is, by I believe the Wikipedia definition, necrophilia.
Thank heavens Wikipedia was here.
No shit.
We should make our own website. Fuckopedia.
You know what I love? What I really love is that there's quite a few states in the United States where it is illegal to fuck someone in the ass, but you can still screw your dead sister.
So incest and necrophilia are totally legal, but sodomy is not.
Yep, go figure, huh? As long as you don't fuck your dead sister in the butt. Or in the mouth.
Is it a southern state?
Straight on missionary position.
Yeah, mostly southern states. But on the other hand, there are also states where it's perfectly legal to have sex with a domesticated animal depending on the size.
Also true. Yep.
And there are 2 states that allow the blind to hunt with rifles.
You also know that there's no federal legislation specifically barring sex with a corpse. It's mostly state law.
But isn't it great that they've never needed one?
Well, the whole reason the feds haven't bothered to put in a law that says you can't fuck dead things is think of all the senators and congressmen out there that end up fucking their hookers to death. If they want to finish, they're fucking something dead.
According to Wikipedia, only 28 of our 50 states have something on the legal books or on the legal statutes specifically outlawing necrophilia.
28 out of 50.
20 out of 50. I mean, in 22 states in this country, you can go fuck a dead corpse.
Hot diggity damn.
Yeah.
That's
Well, yeah.
good numbers.
Unfortunately,
You're looking at
Wisconsin
like
is.
60-40. That's awesome.
Unfortunately, Wisconsin's not one of them. It's a Class G felony here. That's a shame.
Oh.
So
Well, what
if
about
you want
the
to be a real
surrounding
G,
states?
you know.
What about the surrounding states? Come on, Minnesota, Iowa.
Illinois does not have a necrophilia law.
Let's go to Chicago and fuck some dead hookers.
Minnesota, it's only a misdemeanor.
Do they have to be hookers?
No, but that's the easiest ones to kill. Nobody will miss them.
Do they cease being a
What about
hooker
homeless
once they're
people?
dead?
Homeless people, yeah, that'll work too. Homeless hookers.
Well,
and
hold on.
If you think about it, it doesn't matter if they're hookers once they're dead. I mean, they're pretty agreeable to everything. That's the whole point of necrophilia, is that dead girls don't say no and you're guaranteed to get a stiffy. Or like they say, crack open a cold one.
See, I like my dead corpses when they're still warm.
Well, yeah, you would. You're German. But
Freshly dead.
you like
Freshly
them
dead.
still warm, freshly
No.
dead, and preferably Jewish.
No, that's only the corpses I'm going to fucking throw
Plus
in the oven.
bald and tattooed on the arm. But
Not to mention, if I was really that German, I'd prefer them when they were just slightly post-rigor mortis, when the bowels start to release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you pretending you're not properly German? I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Damn.
But no, it's much like that German guy who they discovered after he had found a guy that wanted to be eaten, met the guy. They apparently had an illicit affair for like a couple of hours, and then he slowly cut pieces off the guy and ate them.
Consensually.
Entirely consensually until the guy was dead, and then they figured out they really couldn't prosecute him because technically, according to Germany's laws, he hadn't done anything wrong. There was no law against anything that had occurred.
And that's why I love Europe.
And not because you can drive 20 minutes in any direction and actually be in a different country.
Nah.
It's one of those things Americans kind of take for granted, but, you know.
Hell, I can drive 20 minutes in one direction and not leave this county.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, the horror.
Oh, the horror.
That was pretty much an entire bit of the horror.
It was.
We basically just did
horror.
one segment of the horror.
Fantastic.
We have John's horror, because when it comes to whoring...
You mean you don't want that in there?
Well, let's bounce to that. I mean, what would you consider a real kinkster?
Somebody that actually plays and doesn't just dress up to look good.
Mm-hmm. So not the BDSM, black dresses, standing and modeling crowd?
Ding, ding, ding. Black dresses standing modeling isn't kinky.
I don't know. I suppose it depends on your kink.
I don't know. I know 30 different models that will dress up like that for a photo shoot and get paid for it. But when they go home, they have missionary sex.
I don't know,
What
personally...
do you quantify missionary sex as?
Hey, missionary sex can be pretty hot.
Yeah, missionary sex can be as hot as...
Whatever.
Anyways, my definition of
depends
what
on the
qualifies
missionary.
as an actual kinkster or an actual BDSM practitioner is someone who has a legitimate, rationalized, and realized fetish. It's kind of hard to be a kinky person if there is not some sort of fetish in your life. Now, of course, someone could make the argument that every single person, regardless if they realize it or rationalize it or, are closeted about it, has some sort of fetish.
Oh, now you're talking about sexual deviancies of closeted folk.
Yep.
But I would consider anybody to be kinky as long as it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we can only have missionary position when we're trying to have kids, and I would like to get impregnated, and that's the only time that we can have sex. But anything beyond that, I feel like, yeah, you can have missionary style sex all the time, but if you're, I don't know, say you have a belt wrapped around your neck and they're pulling it super tight while you're getting fucked, that kind of is a little bit kinky.
Always ripping on the missionary sex people, aren't you? Jeez.
I don't really
used
care.
it as an example.
He used it as an example, so I'm just
I don't know.
throwing in my 2 cents.
Is missionary sex so bad when you're actually dressed up as a nun and a priest or a nun and a preacher?
Well, but also too, you might want to edit out the whole little boy thing.
Why are we editing out the little boy thing?
Well, because if you're
We're not
screwing
editing out
altar boy,
any little boys.
if you're
No. I mean,
just saying that might fall into the pedophile content. Just saying.
Did you hear our disclaimer?
That is
are we
true,
not allowed
that
to
is true.
talk about pedophilia? We can talk about pedophilia, right?
We just talked about necrophilia. Of course
Yeah.
we could talk about pedophilia.
Yeah.
We just cannot encourage pedophilia,
Right.
nor can we...
Of course not.
Be
Well, I would
talking
never
about-
encourage pedophilia. I think that's fucked up. Now, if people want to act out pedophiliac fantasies with their consenting adult partners or whatnot, knock yourself out.
Right. Age players,
Yep.
if you want to fuck a 3-year-old who's actually a 30-year-old in a diaper, go for it.
I mean,
Not for me.
as the daddy of the group, I am all for that.
Well, and it's just like with rape fantasy. I mean, everyone always gets freaked out and focuses on the rape and not on the fantasy. It's fantasy. It's not real. Everyone knows it's not real. Rape is a very, very serious crime, whereas opposed to the fantasy is full of whatever the fuck you want it to be full of. It contains all the limitations you want, none of the things you don't want. You can actually set up your own rape fantasy to be whatever you want.
Well,
That's
then
not real rape.
Then what's your take on consensual non-consent?
That's rape play.
Yeah.
It can be, but honestly, it's also the other concept involved is consent at the door. Like, if you want to be my slave living in my household, these are the rules. You will have to follow these rules, and your consent no longer matters. But you have the right to walk out at any time. So at
assuming
any
you're not
time-
ball gang chained up to my, underside
My
of my
radiator,
bed, and there's a large steel butt plug jammed all the way up your ass, and you can't get off of it.
Well, but the problem with things like that is it's great to say that. It's great to put it into a contract. You can never enforce it. You still just committed a whole long list of crimes as soon as she decides no. As soon as she decides no, you're in prison for the rest of your natural life.
Well, that's a whole another conversational topic we'll get into at some point on a future show with regards to the legalities of BDSM. But that we could take up many, many more hours just discussing that
indeed.
alone.
Oh, yeah. Especially since we can talk about just Wisconsin laws or national laws or international laws or the list goes on.
Yep. So let's get back to talking about rape, pedophilia, and fucking dead chickens, because that's more fun to talk about.
So, necrobestiality?
Autoerotic necrobestiality involving defenestration.
And a
So how-
partridge in a pear tree, cha-cha-cha.
How'd you get the auto in there? I mean,
Unless you're doing it to yourself.
Well,
right.
yeah. So autoerotic bestiality. What was it? What did I exactly say? Autoerotic bestiality involving defenestration.
No.
Autoerotic necrobestiality. Yeah, involving defenestration.
Right.
Well, that is the act of jerking yourself off with a dead chicken while throwing yourself out a window.
Oh!
Which, depending on how high you go, I mean, that could be a self-solving problem right there for
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire legal system.
Yeah.
By the time you hit the ground, it will not be a problem anymore. The
It could
only
be
thing you have committed
mutual
is
necrophilia.
suicide.
No, all the rest of your crimes are technically pardoned because you died before you could be convicted.
I don't know. Haven't there been legal cases where someone has been tried in absentia post mortem, post death?
What's the point?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
justice.
How so?
I don't know. Some people want satisfaction that the person did the crime. Fuck if I know.
Yeah, but on that note,
Have you examined the American legal system?
We could sit here and put Hitler on trial right now. It's not going to change any of Hitler's information.
He's living in South America.
Sure, he is.
Yep.
He would know. He's German.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, all Germans know that.
Of course,
It's
I
a
know.
German secret.
Hey, if there can be a worldwide Jewish dominance conspiracy, then there can also be a worldwide German, domination conspiracy.
Well, it's not really a conspiracy. We kind of make it clear.
I know. That's what all the WWJD bracelets are.
Mm-hmm.
Worldwide Jews domination.
Yeah. Well, not to mention, I mean, you look at public radio, television, everything else. The Jews run it all. I mean, how do you think we all afford to have our little bags of Jew gold?
You are not our producer. You're on the show. All right.
I'm just saying, go up the line
That's
of
how they
producers,
all
and sooner or later,
start.
you will find a Jew.
That's how they all start.
You will find a guy in a yarmulke counting money, like, you're all doing fine.
Oh, yeah.
So I've always wondered, where do you keep your Jew gold?
I can't tell you. It's a Jew secret. And those are the Jew rules.
We have ways of making you talk, mein Herr.
I'm willing to bet that it's probably somewhere near his scrotum, so the family jewels and the Jew gold are kept close together.
It's
Well-
actually technically lodged in his ass, so that literally, like later on in life, when he shits it out finally, it'll be a diamond.
See, what I heard, as the German in the room, what I heard is that the reason why Jewish men or Jewish boys get circumcised is so that they can make them their first little bag out of their old foreskin, and that's where they put their initial Jew gold on birth.
And then as they get older and get more gold, you just rub it and it becomes larger.
I know.
Okay, I've heard of face palming. Raven, you just face tabled.
I'm sorry, foreskin Jew gold bag?
Self-expanding.
Self-expanding?
Yeah.
Foreskin Jew
It's
gold
like the
bag?
Jewish
unless
bag
you're
of
a well-hung
holding.
Jew, then it's actually a 5-skin.
Yeah.
Inflation, it touches everyone. We know because we invented it.
Oh! Fucking figures. More of my money is leaving my pocket.
Because of his foreskin.
His 5-skin.
Okay.
No, let's not give him... Nah.
Now, who here
He's
wants
lucky he's not a 3-skin.
Now, who here wants to explain why the other day when I tried to get a hold of you, Mr. Raven, I couldn't, and then I texted Chitler about getting together today. It's like, hang on, I gotta pull Raven's head out of the toilet.
My phone had died. We were at dinner.
Sure. Why was your head in the toilet?
Because I was banging him in the ass.
Oh well, duh.
Why else would his head be in the toilet?
Oh, I don't know.
I wasn't done coming.
It's Raven. Think about the number of options there could be for why his head would be in a toilet.
There's a lot of options, a lot of possibilities, but there's only one truth.
For all I know, he could be really drunk and going, look at the margarita.
How do you think I got his head in the toilet in the first place?
That worm in that
Defenestration.
margarita was terrible. It was all cottony.
And all the way at the bottom of the toilet bowl.
It tasted like corn.
I was
Just a hint of nut.
gonna say it tasted like copper.
No, trust me, this is Raven. There's more than a hint of nut. Tastes like chicken. Are we not calling him Shitler?
You can call me
Shitler.
Shitler, sure. Call me Shitler all you want.
That's
Shitler, Daddy, Yarrick, take your pick. There's a list.
That's a new bit for you. Shitler's list.
Shitler's fist.
Shitler's fist.
Yeah. We
Where
talked
has
about that
Shitler's
last
fist
time.
been
did,
today?
didn't
Yeah. Oh, Shitler's fist
Oh, we
was
did
on the
have
list.
Shitler's fist.
Yeah. It's right on this list.
See, we're rehashing.
It's right there.
There is Shitler's fist. Oh, damn it.
There it is.
Well, I think now is a good time to poll the audience.
Okay, which one of us
Which one
do
of
we
the
got
audience
poll?
I was going to say, which one of the audience members here is getting polled?
I don't know. We have plenty of audience members, and there's 3 polls to hit them with. So
I think if we count in strap-ons, it'd be a lot more than 3.
there would be, but none of the girls are wearing them right now.
How do you know?
That's
That can be
fixable.
changed.
All together now.
Well, the first poll the audience that we're going to have on our first show is, if you could perform fellatio or cunnilingus upon yourself, would you spit or swallow the remains? The end. The ejaculate. Whatever you
The
want to
happy
say.
ending.
The je ne sais quoi.
Exactly.
Happy ending.
Happy ending.
Would you spit or swallow yourself in the event that you can perform oral sex on yourself? Now, for the 1 in 400 people out there that can, you don't need to answer this question, but your stories are more than happily received if you want to email them to us or send us video. But
Preferably video.
Preferably video.
But for the
Video.
399 out of 400 of you that can't do this, we're just posing the question.
And if you do send us video and let us know it's okay, we'll be happy to sit here on the show.
And beat our meat to it.
Well, I wasn't going to
We
go
will
that far.
simulate eating our meat.
We'll simulate
Well,
jerking
We
off.
could do like a
I was thinking we could do
play-by-play.
like a movie review of it, actually.
Oh, that'd be great.
Does it count if I rub the video against my crotch?
Well, would there be penetration?
It depends on how hard I push. And
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm worried about.
break my phone screen again.
Again.
And again, and again, and again. There are some things a screen protector just won't do.
It's a good thing I have a protection plan.
But yes, when the show airs, we will post a poll for you to fill out at facebook.com/Lord Sir Daddy, and feel free to respond. Don't send us any videos there. Send them directly to lordsirdaddy@gmail.com.
Lord Sir Daddy.
What?
Radio.
Radio
At
gmail.com.
.com.
You added the radio on just the email address?
Just to fuck with
Well,
you.
you're the one who made the Facebook page.
I did, and you're the one that made the Twitter
I did, and it's
and the
Water.
Gmail.
Clearly-
And Gmail's the only one with
Clearly,
radio.
you didn't consult our social
I
media
did.
specialist.
Well, son of a bitch. I was first, so fuck off.
Well,
Well, then you should. have
in
just
many
stuck
cases,
up
it
with
doesn't matter who's first; it's who's last.
Oh!
I was going to say, if you're first, it actually means you exit the gangbang and move on.
And now a brief word from one of our many sexy sponsors.
Hello. Do you have a business or product you want to advertise? Is it related to kink, BDSM, alternative lifestyles, or sex? Have you ever considered advertising on a local podcast? Lord, Sir, and Daddy Radio is currently seeking businesses to support our endeavor to entertain and educate the local community by advertising on our show. We encourage you to contact us by emailing Ravenous at lordsiranddaddyradio@gmail.com to discuss what we can do for you. Remember, we are open to trades in special circumstances, but sexual favors are not currency, and that's not our policy, but the law we disagree with.
And now we return to the rantings of the unmedicated.
I don't jerk off with habaneros. I have rough anal sex with devil spit barbecue sauce.
But then if somebody was to suck your cock afterwards and get a load, don't you think some of that devil spit would still be in it?
Oh yeah.
If I could maintain an erection with devil spit in my urethra,
Are you saying you
It's
can't?
what a cock ring's for.
oh god, it
Yeah.
hurts so bad.
It's what a cock ring's for.
And again, you're saying you can't?
I've only ever tried once.
I mean, I've seen all the jewelry. Don't tell me that, the idea of injuring your penis is really that bad.
But here's my thought on that matter.
You have a lot more points than I do, and they all go through your genitals.
But
Very true.
Here's the thing, like, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell it to his pet's butthole.
No, mostly I was just thinking.
I would, but she just left.
We could just take the devil spit and just kind of drip a little bit down there. I mean,
Are you volunteering?
to what?
Take some devil spit, drip a little down there.
Well, I'm not sticking in my ass, but sure, I'll dribble some down there.
You're making the request here.
No, I wasn't saying anything about getting done in the ass with devil spit.
She was
just
making
saying,
a suggestion.
I was making a suggestion that we could do an experiment of putting some devil spit on his penis, and somebody can.
It's not an experiment. We know what's. Oh, the gotcha, the sucking.
Suck it. Suck that penis.
Well, you don't have to suck his penis. We could just stick some in his penis and he can jerk off on your face.
But I'd want goggles. Because that shit stings anyway.
All I hear is all these conditions.
I know, way too many conditions.
Okay, fine, do whatever.
Well, that's why you have your own pet to do that with.
Yeah. I'm just making
But his pet's not making the suggestion.
Right.
You
but
are.
she can be voluntold.
Not by you, she can't.
Not by me.
That's why she's
But
making
by
the
you,
suggestion
sir.
to you that you could volunteer her.
Are we allowed to refer to you as our token Asian?
Yeah.
Do you have a moniker that you want us to
Twinkie.
use?
Twinkie.
Twinkie.
We already settled this. Remember
That's
Twinkie
right.
Tinkles?
Twinkie the clown.
Well, no, and I think that
Twinkies Tinkles.
sounds a little bit like his place. So I was
Yeah.
Like, what about Twinkies Titbits?
Twinkies Titbits. There's
works.
nothing bit about your tits, though.
Oh, no, that's not true. I've bit them many times.
Hi.
No, I just look this way.
Well, and besides that, I thought I already had like a nickname.
Moniker.
A moniker. I'm the Twinkie.
You are the Twinkie.
Token Twinkie.
Token Twinkie.
Token
That sounds
Twinkie.
like she's a fucking pothead.
I know.
Token Twinkie.
Dude, I might say it again.
Like, egg rolls, man.
Who wants to snack on a Twinkie? Oh, yeah.
Is that cannibalism if you eat a Twinkie?
That's the way I refer to it every time I hand her one.
Yeah.
Here, have some cannibalism.
Well, or
You must really love eating Twinkies.
he really does, but he doesn't really like eating.
The Twinkie. The Twinkie's Twinkie.
No, yeah, he does not like to eat the Twinkies Twinkie.
That's because he's Jewish. He's stingy.
I know.
And you don't have any gold in your pussy.
No, I don't. Shit, maybe I should put some in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would totally
If
go,
there was
go
a gold-
down there way more
Oh,
often.
yeah.
Just jam some gold up in there.
Goldschlager.
Well, and the thing is, too.
Whoa.
And the thing
I
is,
love the
too,
difference in reaction there.
I'm thinking about the horrible fire. I don't care about the burning sensation. I'm just saying that's a lot of sugar in the hoo-ha.
I hate cinnamon.
Plus
So that's
alcohol.
I like
Move
cinnamon.
The flavor.
on. Sure.
Yeah, sure, you bitch.
Well, and the thing is, too, is like, I know I don't taste that bad. I taste myself all the time. I can't.
Well, we
Which
know
is how
how
she
she would answer the
Yeah.
whole question.
I would swallow. I mean, well, the thing is,
Gallons.
I would
Sometimes.
try that,
She would drink it up.
Well, but I figure nobody else can want to like taste it or be down there and do all that kind of stuff if I won't even do it myself. So if I can taste it and think, hey, this tastes okay, I have no problem having somebody else go down there and do it.
So you have the same belief about us sticking devil spit in your urethra
Yeah.
or in your butt.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's decant her with devil spit so when she pees it out.
Oh my god, that would be so horrendous.
I have to go to the doctor. They'd be like, how did you get
I
such a bad
love
UTI?
the look on your face.
I don't think you'd get a UTI. I think you'd get burn marks on your freaking bladder and your freaking. Ugh.
And just so that everyone in the audience knows, Shadow Lady K is nodding because she agrees with this concept and she wants to try it next.
No, red.
That's
And a
right.
safe word!
No red, it'll all be brown.
No, it won't be brown. It will be red.
No, it would be
Blistered
bloody.
red. Bloody red. Cauterized red. Can you cauterize someone's pee hole shut with really hot, spicy barbecue sauce?
I don't think.
Raven, let's try.
Yeah.
I'm going with no. No, you can't.
You could cause enough swelling that it might temporarily
Yeah, it
stop
would.
it, though.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. I guess it's not really a
Temporarily,
cauterization per se, so much as it's an inflammation from hell.
What is this?
Yeah.
This might.
That's the devil spit.
Well, but you know what? They've got these things that'll just, widen it again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, scalpels.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah, we'll just stick a straw up there, like a swizzle stick.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
I'm willing to see if this would work on somebody. Not me. On somebody's penis, I should say.
Raven.
What? Not volunteering for this.
Well, no, I was thinking more along the lines of a voluntold, but yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that to your pet. That seems awfully mean.
I was talking about doing it to
You're
Raven.
talking about doing it to him.
Oh, well.
Huh.
Raven.
How do you feel about voluntelling Raven?
Yeah, but I can't
Yeah, good luck with
Raven
it.
to do anything. I don't think anybody can volunteer.
Nobody can, but it's funny.
I've already paid enough people to do terrible things to my junk. I'm not doing this one for funsies, okay?
What if you pay me?
Somebody?
I'm not paying you for this.
Is that what you're saying? That all you have to do is pay us to do something horrible?
Then you
to
feel
your
more
junk?
justified.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, can he pay you in oral sex?
He already does.
Because remember, we all wanted to see this.
Shit. How do I get on that list of things?
You let us put devil spit in your pee hole.
My pee hole?
Yeah.
Urethra.
Urethra.
No.
Your Twinkie tube.
Twinkie tube.
Well, actually, technically, the Twinkie tube can be considered a lot of things.
Twinkie has lots of tubes.
Yeah.
Twinkie does have a lot of tubes.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's just the Twinkie tube I'm interested in at the moment.
Okay, just my.
That's
my
where you put the
urethra.
devil spit.
But that's not really the fun one. All the other Twinkie tubes are way.
It's the fun one for the devil spit.
And the German.
And the Germans.
You don't understand Adolf Hitler. Hitler likes this.
Excuse
it's
me.
on Hitler's list.
That's Führer Hitler for you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I making you furious?
Yes, you are making me furious. Essen mein Scheiße, bitte.
Oh, good. Since you're a modern German, just put on all black and a turtleneck and dance around bitching about it. While the rest of us Jews own the world. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I get in on this Jew owning the world thing, since I don't identify as German or Jew?
Marry a Jew.
I have to marry a
Convert.
Jew?
Convert.
I have to convert?
Yeah, you have to convert, marry a Jew.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something.
It worked for Sammy.
I'll wear a yarmulke, but I was circumcised a long time ago.
Well, no, you can't just wear the yarmulke. You have to understand
It's
the
kind of a
purpose of the
process.
yarmulke. You have to have the bald spot for the yarmulke to cover.
Oh, no, I don't have that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And again, let's get the sandpaper. We can make this happen.
Can I wear a yarmulke on my balls?
You can.
The
It
whole-
would just look weird. Not to mention, this is you. I'd imagine the yarmulke with a little, spinny propeller on the top and
Yeah!
multicolored and
Oh my God, there is a niche market we could get into.
novelty yarmulkes.
Novelty Jewish CBT accessories, including the dick yarmulke.
You wear a little black cap on top of your head. Now let him wear one too.
Cock and ball cage with a
Somebody
little yarmulke
already
on top.
has that covered.
Really?
There's
Literally.
a gentleman that
There's
actually.
dick yarmulkes?
No, he has a tendency to dress his dick and balls up in fun outfits and take photos of them.
Yes, but does he have a yarmulke?
I don't know. I'd have to look through these pictures again.
Exactly.
Exactly.
SpongeBob SquareDick has nothing on a dick yarmulke.
Yeah.
Not to mention Schittler over there would want to put big yellow Jewish stars on there just to make sure he can identify the penises.
One on each ball.
What are you gonna do? Pin them there?
Yes.
Yes.
Why do you even ask?
I should say, this is CBT, and you love needles.
I like
No,
to put
actually,
the
he
T
would like
in
the-
CBT.
I think
Staples.
The staples.
Oh,
The
yeah.
staple gun.
Industrial staple gun
Yes.
right through the testicle. Well, not technically through the testicles, right through the scrotum, but nonetheless.
Well, and we missed you. We did some blood cupping the
Yeah.
other day, and some vorb was
Did anyone get their testicles stapled?
No, but
Well,
I got blood cupping.
If
Did
you
you
had
really
been
miss
there.
me then?
If only you had been there.
I did, because then you could have used the stapler.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have
If
played
you
with the blood
really
slugs.
loved me, you would have stapled your labia to the board.
I do like blood donuts. They're fun.
Yeah, no, she only had slugs. Because there
Did-
wasn't
did you
enough
give her
blood to
communion?
make the full donut.
Oh, you didn't give her communion then?
So there were slugs.
Blood slugs.
Bloody communion.
And they were all on her back, so she couldn't play with them.
Aww.
Yeah, I felt so bad. I was crying.
He didn't feel bad.
Not even a little bit.
No. I would have stapled my labia to the board.
Yeah.
So I was walking through the clearance section of Walmart the other day, and I saw this great Belgian waffle maker, and I totally thought we should make some twat waffles.
You should have made twat waffles.
I wanted to, but the ladies that I was with were like, "No, you're not doing that in the middle of Walmart. Put it down."
Well, stop going shopping with your mom, and you won't have that problem.
Yep. Perhaps we should inform the audience what a twat waffle is. Oh, I just killed buckwheat.
You racist sack of shit.
Fucking Germans.
You Germans, you just hate everyone.
So
you're not Aryan.
A twat waffle, other than a person who's a douchebag / nuisance, a twat waffle is the act of taking a waffle iron and clamping it down on someone's genital bits, whether that's the labia or the scrotum. For the truly adventurous, you turn it on. Now,
I suggest putting maple syrup in there first.
Or bacon.
Yeah. Or as an idea for your, if you want to do a fun little edgy scene with your sub or your bottom, you blindfold them first and make sure that, after you've blindfolded them, you pull out the skillet that you have a little bit of, bacon sitting on. And right as you clamp it down and you tell them that you're going to turn the twat waffle on, that's when you flip the switch on the griddle and start cooking that bacon and hit their bits with a little bit of cold ice cube or something to simulate the fact that their bits are starting to cook.
Icy hot lasts longer.
Yeah, you can do icy hot too. They might notice that there's liquid going down there, but
you put
cream.
You put
the cream on the iron.
Yeah, you rub
good
the
idea.
Vapo Rub inside the waffle iron.
That's a really good idea.
And then when you clamp it down, it just slowly starts to burn.
Yeah. Unless they've got experience with what icy hot feels like.
Well, but
on the labia.
Yeah.
But
think about all the girls you've been with. I mean, I can imagine.
I thought that was just the herpes.
Hey, let's not
just
be
so
sexist.
the audience knows, I am tested negative.
Yeah, you're pretty negative, but no, let's not be sexist about it. They could be himpies as well. They don't have to be herpes.
Nah.
Well, and then the next morning, the sub can get revenge by making you breakfast
with the same waffle iron.
With the twat waffle maker.
That's why I make my sub always take the first bite.
Just like with the penis.
That discussion brings us to our second poll of our first show.
Let's all play with our polls.
If you could be a twat waffle or cunt bacon, which would you be?
Why can't you be a cunt muffin?
Because it's not a breakfast food.
Cunt muffins?
Cunt muffins, yeah. A lot of people have muffins.
Those are breakfast, lunch, or brunch. And dinner and special occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, because of the Lord, we are now changing it to twat waffle or cunt muffin.
What happened to the cunt bacon?
You can still have your cunt bacon with your cunt muffins.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So let's do.
Is this only a two-part?
Bacon and waffles. Bacon
yeah,
waffles
3
are
options.
delicious.
Come on.
We like options.
We like options.
We're kinksters. We like options.
Think of this as a kinky buffet. Do you want to be a twat waffle, a cunt muffin, or cunt bacon?
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast food kink buffet.
Let us know.
An all-you-can-eat buffet.
Once again, videos count for extra votes.
And now for a commercial. Friends, has your life become stale, dull? Do you want to learn more about kink, BDSM, sex, or alternative lifestyles? Then join me, the Lord, on Lord, Sir, and Daddy Radio right here on the Bad Habits Network, where we will be discussing everything from butt plug cleaning solutions to who gets tied up in a threesome. So if you want to know how a rusty trombone works, listen in to Lord, Sir, and Daddy Radio, featuring the Word of the Lord, where I will be preaching sermons from the Bible of Kink. And remember, my congregation is always open to new members right here on the Bad Habits Network. Because when it comes to bad habits, preachers know the best ones. And now we return to the discussion.
The Lord's Prayer sort of became, an entire church service.
Yeah. I was hoping for short bits and pieces, but I know you like to drag things out really long.
Well, did you even listen to the sermons?
I haven't had a chance to, no. I haven't even had a chance to listen to our first recording.
Like, you don't go anywhere driving. They're MP3 format. You can put them on any number of devices and listen
That
to
would
them.
be distracted driving, and it would interfere with his roadhead.
I was going to say, I don't think he cares about distracted driving. Come to think of it, I've seen him driving, and if he's not distracted, there are much bigger issues at work.
He has a point.
Yeah. Yep. What else is on the hit list for tonight?
Well, I have a deep, penetrating thought.
Oh, penetrate us with your deep thought.
If I have a God complex, of which I do, anyone who's seen any of my pictures has noticed that I put myself as Jesus on the Lost Supper. And, well, yeah. Anyone who knows me really thinks I do have delusions of grandeur.
Well, no, we know you have that. God complex is sort of up for grabs.
Oh, okay. Well, if I have a God complex and identify as atheist because I don't actually believe in a supreme power, does that mean I just have low self-esteem because I don't believe in myself? Or...
Yes.
Because I really don't know where this goes. You can put me on a cross if you want.
Yes.
I've seen it done. Many a time.
I got the nails. Let's do it.
Fantastic. Let's do this.
Did you ever want to get nailed by a German?
Did I ever want to get nailed by a German? I wanted to nail a German. Does that count?
Whatever. After we put you up, we can talk about a trade.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, yeah.
It's probably the safest time for you to try and
if
fuck
you're an
me, but-
atheist with a God complex, yeah, that would be low self-esteem right there.
Mm-hmm. That's a deep thought.
It is a deep thought.
Balls deep.
I'm talking about balls deep in thought.
Talking about balls deep.
In a chicken.
Talking about balls deep.
I love how he's balls deep in thought, you're balls deep in a chicken.
I think about chickens a lot.
Chickens are his thoughts.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Would that be a poultry fetish?
There's got to be an official name for it. There's some scientific name for, chickenophilia.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, if you're talking about necrophilia involving a chicken, wouldn't that be a poultrygeist?
That's just extra. No, that's only if it's a tease. That's when you go to offer the dead chicken your cock and it just, licks the tip a little.
So you just want to pre-stuff the chicken? Yeah.
Do you treat the chicken like you do small rodents and wrap them in duct tape first so they don't explode when your dick gets in there?
Oh, he's not that big.
Chickens are, first of all, I'm not that big. Second of all, chickens are pretty rubbery and they've got some pretty thick skin, so they can contain a lot more than a squirrel.
Oh, okay.
No offense, squirrel.
Oh, good, because otherwise squirrel will fuck you up.
She will, man. She will. I am covered in fucking squirrel wounds.
That's what you kids are calling it these days. Yup, squirrel.
Not just for distractions anymore.
Yeah, but then again, we always have to wonder with you when you've got a squirrel, it's like, well, is that for inserting or being inserted?
Half a dozen of one, 6 of the other. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Hooker on one side, prostitute on the other, absolutely.
Exactly.
But when you pay them with a credit card, where do you swipe it?
Preferably somewhere I don't get shit on it.
Across the grill.
Now don't bite down. I'm going to swipe my credit card.
Yup.
Which, I don't know, roadhead in a drive-through bank, that could be kind of funny.
Stick your thing in the sled, honey.
I don't know, am I making withdrawal or a deposit?
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah. Hold on, where do I input my PIN if I'm swiping my card?
That's an interesting question. I suppose it's wherever your pad is. Wow.
Wow.
So I want to
penetrating thought.
This is going totally sideways.
So that means if I get a Greek hooker, I have to insert my pin in the back to get.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just as long as we're clear on that.
Yep. It's officially settled.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, but then again, ATMs are kind of scary anyway. When you think about it, drive-up ATMs have Braille on the buttons.
Yeah. How do you think I get off? I like to rub my penis on it.
I know. Oh, I know. But then again, what don't you like to rub your penis on?
Cheese graters.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Cheese graters. Yep.
I feel like you're not being honest with us right now.
No, I'm being 100% honest. I like to rub my balls on cheese graters, not my penis.
Probably for the best.
It's very much so for the best. How do you think I shave my nuts?
Just take the top layers of skin off.
Yeah. I got a pretty solid ball bag. It's,
I thought it was
nice
all
and
that
stretchy.
high-stepping marching in the tight pants.
No.
The goose stepping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Goose steppings. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the goose steppings.
Yeah, well, no, that's the one thing I don't like about the German outfit. Yeah. Is the
tight pants?
Is the tight pants. See, I've got a really big ball bag, and that just doesn't work for me. I don't like having pants so tight that they pull my ball sack up into my own asshole. I like when my balls are in someone else's asshole, not my own.
2 cats in a bathtub.
Mm-hmm. Mississippi handbag.
Either or.
Yeah. Hey, there's differences.
There are.
Balls in the ass versus balls in the veg. Yeah. These are important details to keep in mind.
They are. I've never had a handbag.
No. But
I've
you have done 2 cats in a bathtub?
I've never gotten 2 cats in a bathtub. I've
No.
gotten one cat
One
in a
cat in a
bathtub.
Well,
but then I couldn't get the other one in there.
That's why it's called 2 cats in a bathtub.
Yep. She wasn't very happy. I kept trying.
That pussy was angry.
It was.
And now we know what Raven's homework assignment for the week is.
Fitting his balls in Pet's vagina.
Or someone's.
For the vagina. Random street vagina.
Random street vagina.
Excuse me, ma'am, but this is an interview. Wink.
We're about to perform a scientific experiment.
Wow.
Please sign these waivers.
Involving cats.
Please sign these huevos.
Huevos.
Yep. So what else do we have to discuss tonight?
There was the young girl that got suspended from school for having the interesting answers on a sex ed test. It was a list of excuses as to not have a condom, and she answered them very, very honestly using I don't want to have AIDS, I don't want babies, and go fuck yourself. And she got suspended from school. I personally believe that she probably should have been given a gold star, a pat on the back, and started
free puppy.
If she lived in a country other than the United States, sure. Yeah.
Why do you believe that living in the United States she should not have gotten a pat on the back and a gold star?
Oh, I believe she should have. However, she lives in the United States, where we like to not reward, critical thinking and thinking that does not fall in line with some conservative bullshit about, abstinence is the only way to prevent disease and unwanted pregnancy.
Well, was it a question of the response she gave or the way she worded it?
Well,
was it the foul language that was the reason why? Which in and of itself is its own bit of bullshit.
Yep.
Like, the English language has how many words in it, but there's like 5 we have to be careful with because they have magical powers to do fucking nothing.
Case in point.
Case in point.
In which case, fuck. Go fuck yourself.
And nothing burst into flames. Wait a minute, these are just words and they don't fucking matter.
Actually, now my ass all of a sudden I'm on fire.
I think that was the tacos.
Yeah, that was the spicy fish tacos.
Oh, just wait. Spicy fish tacos.
But yeah.
No, I fully expect to be out of here well before you have a weapon of ass destruction go off.
Why would I tell you?
You won't have to tell anyone.
I know.
Everyone will know.
Oh, you'll know.
But yes, I read all of her responses with the exception of the one that said "go fuck yourself." All the rest of them were pretty well worded, or at least not profane or vulgar.
Yeah.
And yet she got suspended for it. I mean, when you say, I don't like condoms, they're too expensive, and her response is, and babies? Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, my only issue is that, she put the go fuck yourself or whatever the exact wording was in there, which someone could make the argument that is the reason, showing disrespect to the teachers and the authority thing, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. It depends on what the school's justification was for suspending her, I guess. Does she have the right idea that that obviously condoms should be used as a method to control infection and unwanted pregnancy? Oh yeah, totally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, agree 100%. But the issue there is the last message that she happened to convey. So, in theory, am I all about her free speech and her right to say whatever the hell she wants? Sure, go for it. I'm right there with her. They shouldn't be, teaching bullshit. On the other hand, certain things have consequences. So
she used vulgar language.
Mm-hmm. In a learning environment. Are you in grade school or middle school or high school?
I learned more curse words in high school than I have in the real world since.
Mm-hmm.
Try military service, you'll learn new ones.
Did you learn from your teacher, though?
A couple of my teachers.
No, that's the most fun of learning a foreign language, and first thing you learn and the last thing you have, even when you've forgotten everything else, is you remember all the curse words in other languages.
Damn right.
It's the only reason to learn foreign languages. Well, I mean, that's the American way, at least.
Because screw you, this is America, we speak English. If English was good enough for Jesus Christ, it's good enough for us.
America.
There was a Texas senator who actually said that.
Mm-hmm.
Did Jesus speak English?
No, he spoke Aramaic.
Exactly.
Probably fluently.
That wasn't a serious question, was it?
He may have even spoken Hebrew. Because he's a Jew.
Yep. What?
Although, amazingly enough, all the pictures of Jesus, you never see him wearing a yarmulke.
And you never see him not, bright white.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of those great questions in life, like, okay, Jesus was born a Jew, lived as a Jew, which means at some point in time, he was circumcised. What happened to the holy foreskin? Why is there no reliquary of the holy foreskin?
We talked about this earlier. It was turned into his bag for his Jew gold.
And where's his Jew gold?
Well, Caesar took it.
Prove it. Ha!
It's the only logical conclusion.
Somewhere in Rome lies Jesus' Jew gold.
In his foreskin.
His foreskin receptacle. His bag of Jew holding.
He was the son of God. He had to have had a 5-skin. If anyone on this planet had a 5-skin instead of a 4-skin.
If we're going by numerology, he probably would have had a 7-skin, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, which, the devil had a 6-skin, which is why he was always so pissed off at God.
Oh, that makes so much more sense, an extra skin.
It all comes down to Dick says.
But then on the other hand, why would Jesus have had a large penis with no intention of using it?
If you don't think he actually used it.
By biblical account, he didn't.
The Bible doesn't actually say that.
Bible doesn't actually say it one way or the other.
Uh-huh.
But then again, the Bible also sort of omits 30 years of his life. And then he was 30.
Didn't he go from 12 to 30?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's only 18 years of his life.
I know, but think about how much damage we all managed to do in 18 years.
I was going to say...
It doesn't matter which 18 years you want to take.
Yeah. I just turned 30. The last 18 years, if you omit that in my obituaries or anything else, it's probably going to be a little bit boring.
I doubt it.
Well,
yeah,
I'm not done yet.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
I've talked to your parents.
Yes, they're familiar with you and your drunken midget.
Mm-hmm. The same people that looked at me and said, "You need to stop. He comes up with enough of this shit on his own."
Do you have a drunken midget?
Yeah. They saw my deaf daughter when we were having a birthday party for her over here, bouncing around on the lawn high as shit on sugar. And they asked him later, who was the drunken midget on the front lawn?
It was fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A drunken midget would have responded about the same.
We need to get a midget on the show. Or a little person.
It's entirely an audio medium.
I know.
What would it matter?
I don't know. It's purely for my amusement factor.
It's just like if we got an 8-foot-tall person in here to be on the show, who the fuck would know?
If we got a guy with a 19-inch cock, he'd knock the microphone over a lot.
Only if he whipped it out on the table.
Well, duh. If you're going to have somebody with that big of a cock, of course it's going to be whipped out on the scene.
The cake is a lie.
No, the Jew's covered in lie.
And we call that cake.
And we put it in the oven. Mazel tov.
Bake at 400 for 3 hours. See what happens.
So wrong.
Well, yeah, but so were those chocolate cake waffles I made with peanut butter frosting. I didn't see you not eating them.
Dude, seriously, that was like a diabetic's coma.
Yeah.
Just waiting to happen. Yeah, seriously.
Chocolate cake mixed right into a waffle iron. Made cake waffles and peanut butter frosting on the top. Oh, they're delicious.
So what other topics do we have? I've got one. It's a serious topic, though.
Oh, talk to us.
Ooh.
We like some serious.
Let's get serious.
Well, I mean, it's kind of serious. So, extreme scene concepts.
Oh my.
So, how often have you guys been involved in conversations with someone and you either come up with just some really fucked up scene idea, something just totally out in left field, or out in right field, depending on your lead, or someone's telling someone else about a super fucked up scene concept, something just totally off the wall, and somebody gets really butthurt about it, so really insulted. Case in point, a couple scene concepts, and actually one that actually got a chance to witness at an event a while ago, was a lynching scene involving a black woman. And as part of it, you know, she effectively was chased down by a group of, you know, chanting people, shouting out racial epithets and telling her what they were going to do to her and kill her and all these horrible things, you know, proper lynching, right? And then at some point she was effectively, you know, choked and dragged around and beat up and all sorts of other horrible things. Well, the point of the scene was that it was supposed to be very, you know, invigorating for her, very, you know, it's supposed to help her process, you know, possibly what some of her ancestors had gone through, or, you know, what, whatever the case may be, right? It was empowering for her because she obviously survived it afterwards. Another case in point, and of course, well, actually, before I go into my second case, or my second example, a lot of people that, you know, witnessed it and whatnot and or participated, you know, were very happy for her because it was something that she could get through, and it helped her out. You know, a lot of kink, a lot of stuff that we do has psychological effects to it, has catharsis, you know, has therapeutic effects for a lot of people, right? It's not just all about sex. Sometimes it's about therapeutic sex. But there were still, you know, niche groups of people that, you know, were insulted by the mere concept that someone would want to go through something that was so traumatizing to an entire race of people. Another example I had, the German, myself, of course.
Yeah.
Myself, Daddy, Yarek, whatever you want to call me. I had this great idea for an outdoor camping event that we like to go to, where there's this wonderful outdoor shower. It's out in the woods, you know, middle of nowhere. Great location to do something like, say, a concentration camp scene. Notice I don't say Holocaust scene. I say specifically concentration camp scene to give it a little bit less of a bite. Nonetheless, you know, outdoor showers, make a bunch of people dig a pit, you know, throw them in there, fake executions with paintball guns, the works, right? So I was at a friend's wedding, and my other buddy, who's also a kinkster, was there, and he's Jewish. And and he brought his new girlfriend along with him, who's also Jewish. Of course, I didn't know that she was Jewish at the time, but my buddy is Jewish, but he's also sick and fucked up like I am. So we're drinking after the wedding, and I start to say, hey, guess what? I've got this great idea for a scene. And I start to describe it to him. And his girl, who I don't know that she's Jewish, and had given indications earlier in the night that she liked fucked up stuff, because, well, she's obviously dating my buddy. I started to describe this concept, and I'm like, so what do you think? And before I can possibly react, my drink ends up in my face as she picks it up and tosses it in my grill. She goes, "I'm Jewish, you son of a bitch." And I'm like, oh okay. Yeah. So that was a little shocking to me. So going back to my original statement, extreme scene concepts. For those of us who are in the scene, and, you know, we often have the the comment about, well, your kink may not be my kink, but I accept it, and as my pet likes to say, or as my baby girl likes to say, don't yuck on other people's yum, right? I'm just curious what the general consensus is amongst our group here with regards to extreme scene concepts, or those that wig other people out, or fuck with their sense of morality. What's your general take on that? Do we just not give a fuck? Should we be more conscious of what might be insulting to those that we talk with or we interact with? What do we care? Do we not care? What's your take?
Just like the disclaimer for this show, if you don't like the shit that's coming out of my mouth, go the fuck away. My personal take on all of this is I'm an offensive individual. I'm going to be who I am. I'm not going to put it in your face, but if you're going to be around and witness it, that is your choice. I'm not holding you down. I'm not making you listen to me. If you don't want to listen to me, turn the fuck around and walk away. I hate TV evangelists. I believe they are the most wretched people on earth. You know what I do? I change the fucking channel and get over it. That's my take on it. If you don't like it, just change the fucking channel.
Whereas I'm sitting there thinking, in your first case, for starters, I'm not even sure how necessarily kinky that would be from what you were describing.
Oh, there was a lot of typical, bondage-related activities. So she was getting choked and her hair pulled and her breasts smacked around and other sexual torture of some sort. So it wasn't a 100% true lynch. Well, I don't know. Historically, there in some cases was rape involved in some lynchings, right? So there was definitely a extreme power dynamic to it, and that's something that I don't know the girl very well, but that's something that I think is in her wheelhouse of kinks.
Mm-hmm. Well, admittedly, going on the limited information I have, it sounds more like a psychological practice for her own mental health, not necessarily a kinky BDSM scene per se. It may have had BDSM aspects to it, but and as far as the second one goes, I mean, the whole point of having an extreme scene or an extreme concept, anytime you go extreme, you're going to have people that don't like what you have to say. Mm-hmm. You're going to have people that aren't interested in it or find it offensive. If they didn't, it probably wouldn't be that extreme. This is the whole point of extreme. You're going to have people offended by it. That's, some of the simplest things we do will offend people. And then when you take that to an extreme, guaranteed you're going to offend most people with it. And everyone has a right to be offended by whatever they choose to be offended by. I admit assaulting you with beverages might have been going a little bit far in a reaction. But on the other hand, if you're going extreme, you're going to offend people. And they're going to react. I mean, it's the kind of... It's not the kind of thing you hear about on the news, at least not in a good way. Not like, this guy...
Depends on the news you're listening to.
Yeah.
This guy in and around the Madison area had this idea and made it happen. We're all happy for him. It's like, no, it's an extreme idea. It's meant to be offensive. I mean, if it wasn't offensive, it really wouldn't be as much fun to describe.
Well, a friend
or
of mine,
to do.
Well, I was going to say, a friend of mine, she wanted to have a scene done where, literally, she didn't want to know any of the specifics about it. She just wanted to be, she didn't even want to know the person. She wanted to be raped. Like, literally raped. But it was part of her fantasy. Mm-hmm. Granted, of course, I was just like, well, you got to be careful with that. It does cause some psychological problems afterwards. Mm-hmm. And, it is this big sense of being disrespected and mm-hmm. all that kind of stuff. But she really wanted that. Mm-hmm. I had concerns for her, but I was like, hey, if that's what you want, mm-hmm. if this is a scene that you want, I don't have to be there to witness it. But if that's really what you want, and you know what you're getting into beforehand, what's the harm? It's what she wanted, and it's what she negotiated. As far as the second example that you had, I understand that people get offended. And
yeah, fuck those guys.
But people can get offended by anything. Like, something that we find to be completely funny, and can joke about. Like, I think that
Like this entire show.
Yeah. Well, and I think that idea is kind of funny. Like, hey, it would be kind of fun to kind of be in that kind of situation. And I think that it's very intriguing. Whereas some other people, obviously, she felt that it was, I'm going to throw a drink in your face kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, I say, if you don't like it, walk away. There's somebody who plays that I cannot stand watching them play.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes my skin crawl. Do you know what? I'm an adult. I get up and I walk away.
You sure?
Yeah. Don't let my height confuse you.
Uh-huh.
Well, about as adult as any of us are in this particular group. Let's be honest. We
I'm
all
12.
sort of have a very
inches,
a very happy childish sense of humor.
I don't know, man. When I was a child, wait, never mind.
I still laugh at farts.
I was about to say that, you know, I didn't talk about half the shit that I talk about now, or know about half the shit that I talk about, and then I realized, nah, that's not true.
I was 9 years old, imagining tying up the redhead that lived across the street.
Well, and let's be honest, the things you didn't know about, if you did know about, you would have been talking about.
Oh yeah, I know about a lot though.
I know. But
I'll date myself a little bit. Yeah,
Go ahead.
You
Date
people
yourself.
think that the internet is all the hot shit, but back when I was growing up, bulletin boards and dial-up access and whatnot, which back in the day when your parents had no fucking clue what computers were. I mean, they knew what a computer was, but didn't have access to it, right? Had no concept of what bulletin boards were and the capabilities to download files and get access to erotica. And, of course, age verification was about as easy as it is to bypass nowadays with regards to, you know, porn age checks.
Are you 18?
Are you 18?
Yes. Yeah.
Why, yes.
They don't even
Yes,
bother
I
with that
am.
nowadays.
Yes,
But back in
yes,
the
I
day,
am.
oh yeah. Unfettered access to just troves of erotica, straight BDSM, gay, take your pick. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. If you ever wonder why I turned out the way I did,
Nope.
it's because I
Not
fucked
really.
that chicken.
We do not wonder. When a man loves a chicken.
But here's the thing: is you're dating yourself, but I'm pretty sure I'm older than you.
Yeah, but you're Asian.
Yeah, so you
It
can't
doesn't
tell.
really matter. It doesn't matter until you turn like 80 and then like a prune.
But then, how did you feel about it? Like when she threw the drink in your face, were you kind of offended that she took that much of offense to it, or?
You know, I wasn't so offended that she was offended. I was off-put by the fact that she was presenting a sick, twisted, I enjoy crazy, fucked up stuff based on prior conversations, based on the fact that she was, you know, dating my buddy, the fact that he's a twisted fuck. So I was expecting a little bit more, or a little less sensitivity, and a little bit more, that's fucked up and twisted, you know, and I'm Jewish, so I should totally appreciate how twisted and fucked up that is.
Yeah.
So I was a little shocked. Not necessarily put off that, you know, I'd pissed her off, or I'd you know.
Well, even
upset
people
her.
who have a really sick, twisted sense of humor, you know, there's always some limit randomly placed in there where they're like, "Oh, this is funny. Wait, that's not funny. That's dead
not
serious."
right. You keep talking about fucking a chicken.
No matter how black your humor is, there's always going to be one individual that's like, "But I can't stand dead baby jokes."
Yep. Oh, love dead baby jokes. What goes plop plop fizz fizz? 2 dead babies in an acid bath.
I admit I've not heard that one before.
Yes.
The German wins one. Go figure. The German part of that is they were Jewish babies. So everyone laughed. No one was offended.
To all the chicken farmers out there, do not let daddy near your farm. Just
Wait a minute.
saying.
Is it just chickens, or are you also into roosters?
I don't like cock.
That's
not true. That's not true.
Try again.
That's not true.
I was just thinking, you know, if you stick a cock in a cock, wouldn't that be docking?
Oh, docking.
Oh, it's only if you you take their combs and you jerk them back and forth over each other. Yeah, then it's docking.
Actually, I want to see some docking.
Yeah, I know you do. I want to win $1 million, but
well, I
you
have
think
a feeling.
you think we'd actually like humor your fantasy?
I feel as if the chances of me seeing some docking are way better than you winning $1 million.
The chances of docking happening and you not getting to see it are way better than you getting to see it.
Oh, yeah.
That
And
is
way
true.
better than
That
me
is true.
winning $1 million.
That is true. But still, I'm saying.
I mean,
Because you want it so much.
If I talk to the right people, though, I bet I could find it.
But sure, go pull the internet.
Yeah, but
I'm sure you can go Google
I can
docking
find
videos on the
anything.
internet. Done.
But
You just want to see
anything.
us dock.
Right.
Well, no, because none of you have foreskin.
That doesn't matter.
I thought you couldn't dock unless you had foreskin.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, really?
There's plenty of skin there.
There's plenty of skin.
Oh.
Just because you're circumcised does not mean that there's a lack of skin there.
Yeah,
But
that'd
if
be
you
a
guys
really
are-
fucked up botched circumcision if they
Well, I
just
was
took
gonna say-
all of it off.
But when you're hard,
We desheathed his penis.
but when you're
Enjoy.
hard, it
Oh,
all goes
degloving.
away.
Oh.
It retracts,
Ugh.
but there's still skin there.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then that's
And
it.
it can be stretched out into
Oh,
a
yeah.
foreskin if you
Oh, yeah.
really want to.
Yes, I want to
Yeah.
see it.
Yep.
Do it. Do it. I know. I really have no standing.
Can
to
chicks
ask for
dock?
anything. No, but we can scissor.
Well, of course you can scissor, but you ever like pull your labia over each other?
I don't know.
Mix
I'd
the
be,
tender
Wait, I got an
beef.
idea. What if you've got a double-headed dildo and you're scissoring with it, and you pull your labia up and over the double-headed dildo and stretch it out? It's kind of like docking.
kind of.
Can we take two chicks and a double-headed dildo and shove it in and then stitch their labia together?
Oh,
Yeah.
don't struggle.
Don't struggle.
Oh,
It's gonna
Don't
hurt.
struggle. And then tickle torture them.
Oh.
Don't struggle.
That's when we make him run down the street.
and when you
Barefoot
sew it
on
up,
gravel.
use double spit as like the weird to clean you up.
Lube.
Clean you up.
You keep using this L word, lube. I don't
is
believe
a-
in that. It's against my religion.
Go ahead, tell us. Tell us all about it.
Sick and twisted, and I love you,
Mm-hmm. Oh, baby.
baby, baby.
Then I whip it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what did we learn today? We learned that necrophilia is only illegal in 28 of the 50 U.S. states.
To all of you listening in those other 22 states,
And here's
Move.
the thing: you said that
Booyah.
Illinois was one of the ones.
Illinois doesn't have a specific statute
Okay,
against
so
fucking dead
nobody,
people.
so nobody can say that Illinois isn't good for anything because I
Well,
hear that all the time.
true enough. South Dakota either.
There you go.
You can fuck dead people in South Dakota.
What about Wyoming?
Ooh, let's look. No, Wyoming's not on the list. You
Oh.
can fuck dead people in
You
Wyoming.
can fuck sheep in Wyoming, so why not dead people?
Can you? Can you fuck dead sheep?
Probably, because
Nice.
the whole necro thing is all right, it seems.
Well, I don't know. That's one thing I haven't
it's
looked is
totally
whether or
not
not
okay
the
to fuck someone
the
of a different
necrophilia law is. See, this is talking about barring sex with corpses. The question is are those statutes specific to human corpses? These are important things we should find out.
livestock corpses.
Yeah.
I would find it interesting that like fucking a human, corpse is okay, but having sex with a dead animal is wrong.
I know.
Peter's gonna be all over that.
Yep.
They're already dead.
That's
was
why
that
Peter doesn't
harm-
like you. You killed an animal.
Animal
Did you
abuse.
kill it to fuck it, or did you just find it dead?
I was
on
gonna
the
say
side of the road?
finding roadkill and having sex with roadkill. How? I'm not doing anything
Oh.
wrong. Am I?
I'm totally Googling that.
Sex with roadkill?
Where is it legal to have sex with roadkill? Give me an answer, Google. Aw.
You know what's sad is like,
I saw this meme.
what is it like?
Google
The internet
was
can
a person.
sometimes, yeah. If like the government traces all of your history and all that kind of stuff in your computer, you guys would have the
Oh.
most fucked up.
West Virginia.
West
It is,
Virginia.
it is legal for a male, mind you, because you women aren't people.
No.
It is legal for a male to have sex with an animal as long as it does not exceed 40 pounds.
Oh!
So that's why.
So 35-pound-year-old dog you can fuck, but as soon as that thing gets over 42 pounds, or 40 pounds, you're nope, that's
So
illegal.
Chihuahuas are okay, but
Yeah.
Labradors are not.
Apparently
Yes,
not.
apparently not.
Huh.
But the puppies are okay.
Apparently, it's in
would that be?
Huntington, Huntington, West Virginia. It is legal to beat your wife so long as it is done in public on Sunday on the courthouse steps. I wonder if a husband and wife who are into BDSM could then therefore legally go, engage in, BDSM on the courthouse steps.
Well,
Well, it doesn't say sex. You can just beat her there and take her home
I
and
know.
fuck her.
Yeah.
I know.
But, but I guess here's my question then: if you fuck them when they're puppies, would that make you a puppophile?
A pedophile?
Puppy fucker.
There's a lot of man found having sex with roadkill stories.
Well, that's because you Googled sex and roadkill.
That's what you asked for, isn't it?
I mean, really? You asked for sex and roadkill, dude.
That's what you got.
Sex with roadkill is not illegal, argues lawyer.
Hell of a lawyer.
Oh, guess what state this happened in?
Ooh, Wisconsin.
You got it.
Woo! Homeboys!
The defense lawyer of a Wisconsin man charged with having sex with a dead deer is claiming he's innocent of any wrongdoing because a crime against sexual morality statute prohibits sex with animals, but fails to mention carcasses.
Ooh! The animal was not alive. The animal was not alive, therefore it is legal. It is no longer an animal, just like a woman is no longer a person.
If the pulse ain't shit, you must acquit.
Why the hell does my slippers, get fucking separated?
Because they can.
It is all of the kinds of aggravating.
Yep. Autoerotic necrobestiality with defenestration.
Windows growing?
Actually, it's masturbating yourself with a dead animal while throwing yourself out a window.
Throwing yourself
While
out the
throwing
window.
yourself out a window.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the final part of it.
Yeah.
He was getting there.
Yeah. It takes a little while.
I think I'm going to defenestrate one of my coworkers tonight.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like doing it.
Yeah.
Just to
say
be
you're
like,
good.
I have.
I have defenestrated.
I've defenestrated. I'm good.
Yeah. Are you going to edge defenestrate? Nice.
Well, gentlemen.
Well, we're using the term loosely.
Yes, we are.
Well, you are a loose gentleman.
Nah.
That's what she said.
Any other topics we want to bring to the table this evening?
Please stand by. We will be with you in a moment.
Nope. Lesbian Nazi hookers abducted by aliens and forced into weight loss programs.
And a partridge in a pear tree. What?
Why are these lesbians being forced into weight loss programs?
Well, why not? I saw it was a Geraldo topic one time.
Really? Geraldo's that diverse?
You clearly have never seen UHF, sir.
Shit. If we're talking about UHF the movie, yes.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Lesbian Nazi hookers abducted by aliens and forced into weight loss programs. I don't have anything else. I'm good.
I'm good.
My clan is
Has
say that
anybody read your disclaimer yet?
But we might just
we need to do an
edit
actual
that
recording
out
of it
and have a
sexy
worker.
voice.
As far as like the show
Doesn't mean I won't still give you the stink eye.
Well, how do you feel about consent from the Dom's perspective? Specifically, how to deal with the withdrawal of consent as a Dom, and how to ensure that consent is not coerced?
Well, that's easy. Don't be a fucking douchehole, and when someone says, I no longer am interested in proceeding with the scene, or please stop doing that, so long as consensual non-consent isn't previously arranged, and or there is a safe word to get out of, a non-consent scene, when someone retracts their consent, end of story. Game over. It's done. There's no talking someone out of it at that point.
But how do you know your consent then is not coerced?
I'm sorry, what?
How do you ensure that consent is not coerced?
Don't be a fucking douchebag and don't try and talk someone out of revoking their consent.
No,
That's
how do
pretty
you
simple.
talk someone into giving consent without coercing?
It's pretty black and white. You discuss what you're going to do in a scene, and if the person is okay with that, then you proceed.
Yeah, but half the conversations I have can be deemed coercion.
Well, I know.
I talk people into crazy shit.
Because you're a flirty son of a bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
I talk people into crazy shit, so you
Yes.
can honestly say that every scene that I do is coercion.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, the class that the class that I taught, I flat out said, okay, who's being voluntold to get their ass beat?
Yeah.
People were voluntold to do it. I didn't coerce them. There, sir, madam.
By the textbook definition of the word, yes, you're being coercive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you ensure that their consent is not coerced?
You can't.
I don't know how to not coerce somebody into giving me consent for what I want to do.
Yep.
But if somebody puts down a hard line, they put down a hard line.
Right.
Like, if you were to say, hey, let me do the Korean paddle thing again, I'd probably be like, no. And no amount of charming or talking me into it would make me change my mind.
I'd let you watch Moser and I space dock if I could hit you with that paddle.
Wait, we're space docking now?
What's space docking? Depends on how good.
That means we're going to be pressing buttholes together and passing poop.
Oh, no, that really doesn't do it.
How about just regular docking then? You get to watch us dock if I get to beat you with that again.
How about we Russian dock?
I'm coercing you into something you lay down as a hard line.
But here's the thing, though.
Do you want to do some Russian space docking?
What's Russian
That's when
space
you
docking?
gotta poop and you try and poop it out and I push it back into my dick. As all the Russians listen and go, what? This is not the Russian way. Fuck you, American!
No, they're just looking at each other going, it's because he's German.
It's because he's German. Niet.
That's not Russian.
Niet.
Russian docking is when you dock in the cold and they stick together.
Must be German docking then.
Every Russian knows this. German docking is when they play with the shit.
Yeah.
No, but I think even that would be a hard limit for me. Or like, oh hey, let's struggle fuck you in your ass. That would definitely be a hard line for me to be like, no.
What if I talked you into it?
There is no talking you into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we're talking about not coercing somebody, and you just said, what if I talk you into it?
Well, hold on. Let me take a step back. I'm going to interject. Twinkie can be quiet for a second.
Good luck.
I'll interject first and foremost by saying my response was based on the assumption that coercion is morally wrong or is objectionable within the context of the kink scene. However, I'll posit the question: is coercion always wrong? I mean, by its very nature, what we're discussing, talking someone into doing a scene when they're apprehensive. And trust me, there's been a whole hell of a lot of bottoms that want to engage in an act that they deem either borderline something they don't want to get involved in, but want to, but need a little bit of extra push to get them going in the right direction. Again, by its very definition, that is coercion. Talking someone into something that they don't want to do and eventually accept it, that's coercion, right? However, I think there is a gross difference between talking someone into something that they don't want to do and forcing someone to do something, or forcing someone to do something that they don't want to do. There's obviously a gross difference between the two. Coercion, is it always a bad thing? Is it sometimes a good thing? I think it's an extreme gray area.
Raven,
I guess it depends on what the intent of the person is that's doing the coercing.
My thoughts are I coerce people all the goddamn time. Anytime I ask for something, it's coercing them to do something that more than likely they're not going to want to do. Because I don't ask people to do things they want to do. Fuck no. If they want to do it, they're going to do it whether I ask them to or not. If I'm asking them, they probably don't want to do it, so I have to coerce them.
But do you consider that morally objectionable then?
What are morals?
They're kind of like ethics.
They're more like guidelines, really.
Okay.
It's a guideline.
I have ethics. Morals I don't know about. Mm-hmm. If they're kind of like ethics, then maybe coercion is wrong. Do I make money from it?
No.
Well, do you gain from it?
I gain from it, yes. But do I make money from it? Because that's how I look at ethics.
I didn't make money from it, so ethically it was fine.
Right. I did not profit from it, therefore my ethics are fine.
I killed him, but, I didn't make any money off of it, so fuck it.
Hey, I am chaotic good. If the right thing to do kills everyone here, fine.
That's not chaotic good.
It was the right thing to do.
No, you're more chaotic neutral. You're bad at D&D, sir.
I did the right thing, but I had to kill the whole party to do it. That's
chaotic
also good.
No, that's borderline chaotic neutral and or lawful evil. It was the right thing to do, but I murder-faced the fuck out of the entire town. Yeah.
Well,
That's the good part. It was
Lawful
the right thing
evil.
to do.
No.
But here's the thing:
This is why you don't have, morals.
Well, but here's the thing: in your story, and in your example, you're saying somebody's interested in it. Somebody's interested in it, and they're saying, "Well, I'm just a little unsure whether or not I really want to do it, but I am interested in it." Talking to somebody like, "Oh, hey, this scene will stop as soon as you say stop." Those sorts of things could technically be seen as coercion, but in my mind, I consider it to be, this is my hard limit, I'm saying no, and someone's saying, oh, but darling,
what if
I did this for you to do
No,
this?
you know what, actually? I'm going to counter this entire conversation.
Oh, Jesus.
Because by the textbook definition of coercion, technically, coercion only occurs when you persuade someone by using force or threats.
Oh.
So edit this entire fucking
So in the event that I'm offering them my penis and not forcing them with my penis or beating them with my penis, it's technically not coercion.
Correct. It's only coercion if you say, if
So
you
in
don't
your
suck
case,
my
it's still
cock right
coercion.
now,
Yeah.
if you don't suck my cock right now, I'm going to go post to everybody on the internet about how you have herpes. Or if you don't let me fuck you in the ass right now, I'm going to, hold you down and do it anyways. Or,
That
examples
doesn't
like that.
sound like coercion. That sounds like rape.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Coercion leading to rape.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying if they agreed to it after you threatened to do it anyway,
coerced them.
then it was coerced.
Yep.
Whereas if it was you're going to do it anyway and you do it anyway, then it's rape.
Yep. And in many cases, there's case law where coercing someone, i.e., threatening them if they don't have sex with you, and then the person says, yes, you can have sex with me, the mere fact that you were coercing them and threatening them, and even though they gave the yes word to it, because it was a coerced response, it still counts as sexual assault. So, yeah. Don't be a dickbag.
I think that's pretty much everything boils down to.
So what you're saying is blackmailing someone into giving me consent to fuck them in the ass under
Is really
duress
rapey.
Is coercion.
Yeah.
And
Coercion leading to sexual assault.
Okay. All right. Good. I won't do that anymore.
And we're so glad for
Or
that.
any less.
And we're so glad that this entire conversation is simulated.
Remember, kids, don't try this at home. Go to a neighbor's house.
Unless it's with your plushie.
Stuffed animals can't say no.
Nope.
And they can have as many holes as you want.
Speaking of which, do you know about the one guy that got caught in Walmart fucking a stuffed animal and then put it back on the shelf?
Did he finish?
No, what happened to you?
Yeah, he finished. He put it on the shelf. Somebody caught him on security camera. I think he got charged with
Probably
indecent exposure,
Yeah,
but not much
indecent.
else.
Really? That's all they gave you? I mean, yeah, that's all they gave them?
It was not me. I don't like stuffed animals.
Well, he didn't steal anything.
No.
He just
But it was vandalism.
defiled it.
Yeah, it is technically vandalism.
Destruction of property.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, but I didn't destroy it. I augmented it.
I made it better.
I made it cream filled.
And we will call it Donut from now on. I just want to know which stuffed animal was it.
Twinkie the Kid.
Was it, in fact, Twinkie the Kid?
I believe it was a My Little Pony.
Oh, yeah. Was
Wait
it
a
a
minute.
brony realizing
Brony?
all of his fantasies?
It
You're
might have
telling me
been.
we have a
No
brony
insults
rapist
to
wandering around?
bronies. Yes.
I don't think he's wandering around anymore. I think he was institutionalized. But I never did follow up on that one.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is if he only got charged with indecent exposure, he's probably still walking around. So, yeah, there could be a brony rapist.
Brony rapist.
Everybody lock up your My Little Ponies.
Yep. And your bronies.
And your bronies.
You know, because fucking plushies in the store is a gateway
Yes.
to fucking actual bronies.
It is. Anyway.
But
So
they
all you
have to be
brony
dressed.
brothers out there, look out. He's coming for you.
Do you think there is like a gateway kink?
A gateway kink?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call him Raven.
No.
I'm not a gateway.
Your asshole's a
Yeah.
gateway.
There we go.
Many have entered, few have left.
A
It's
gateway.
a one-way.
A gateway kink. Ooh, I could make commentary here and I'm probably gonna piss some people off.
Do it!
I'm gonna do it anyways. Rope.
Agreed.
I think rope, despite the fact that I consider myself a part-time rigger, and I do engage with rope in a lot of my play. Well, not a lot of it, some of it. I think that because rope is soft and cuddly and fuzzy and, you know, non-threatening, that I think in many cases, a lot of people, especially that are brand new to the lifestyle, rope seems to be the thing that they always flock to as a gateway entry point into the kink scene.
Now, you can specialize in
Myself
rope.
included.
You can specialize in rope. You can get really, really good at being a rigger. And you can do some fucked up rope suspensions and predicament bondage and all that other jazz. But I wholeheartedly agree that rope in and of itself is a gateway kink because it is one of the simplest things to be able to pick up and masturbate with. Because you can get a fucking book on how to tie knots.
Fucking rug burn, man. Jeez.
You can get a book on how to tie knots, and you can go down to fucking Farm and Fleet and pick up your toys.
It's got a pretty small entry point in terms of cost.
Well,
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say-
terribly easy to get into it with rope. So it's a
Well, and from an entry point of view, also for
A bundle of rope up the butthole feels good.
an unimaginative individual who is not overly familiar with kink, rope is easy to imagine and fantasize about long before they actually get into the lifestyle because rope is something just about everyone's familiar with. Going back to, what, the 40s and 50s when you had Snidely Whiplash tying girls to railroad tracks.
There you go. It's an everyday common object
Whereas,
that most
you
people
know-
have experience with.
Yeah, and you
Plus, let's not get started about Boy Scouts.
Yeah. But that's the thing is you don't see the Boy Scouts running around with floggers or singletails or any of that.
Oh, you were in the wrong troop.
I was in the non-German troop, so we were the ones digging the holes, not the ones smoking. But
well, you know, dig your own grave.
Yeah.
Well, but that's another thing too. Like I think blindfolds. People are all like, "Oh, we blindfolded for the first time, and it was awesome." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Fuzzy love
there you
cuffs
go.
in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Very-
but I think there's a difference between like vanilla kink or vanilla BDSM, and I know it's a whole nother, I guess, topic of conversation. But i.e. the 50 Shades of Grey stuff, like the stuff that vanilla people who are either really extremely closeted kinksters or are not kinky, but they want to add a little bit of extra flair to the relationship, so they add kink elements to their sex play, to, you know, whatever their bedroom acts. I don't really consider those kink gateways because most people that engage in that stuff, just speaking anecdotally, do not immediately then transition and go, well,
let's go find a community
let's
full
go
of
find
people.
yeah, let's go find a community full of people and let's start throwing needles in each other, or let's do some knife and blood play, or, you know, whatever stuff that, you know, is
Get the car battery. We're having a lot of fun
involved.
tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a gross difference between you know, fuzzy cuffs in the bedroom for people that are, you know, traditionally vanilla, and people who are entering into the kink scene or kink lifestyle and settle on something that they want to learn about right away, and either don't have a specific fetish that they've admitted to having, or are uncertain about their fetishes, and they just happen to want to find something to get involve themselves in to sort of get into the swing of things.
Pardon the pun.
I think that, again, and of course, no insults to the riggers and rope tops or rope bottoms of the world, but, you know, that's my opinion, based on the scenes that I've been, or based on the scene that I've been in, based on the community that I've partaken in, and even outside of my area, rope, at least from my vantage point, in many cases, is a gateway kink.
Well, it's right up there with spanking as one of the most basic things. It's like everyone can kind of walk in and start that. But on the other hand, it's also the kind of thing that you can get very involved with, you can get very good at, you can develop really intense skills with.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't, you know, necessarily negate the quality that you can, and skill and capability you can develop just because it is something you can start with.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to ask, as a minor segue here at Raven, this little aluminum can crusher on the side of your table.
Can we put your testicles in it?
Have you ever put your balls in it?
No, it's the
Why?
wrong height. I can't bend my knees quite right for that.
Couldn't you just put like a little stool there and kneel?
No.
Why not?
It's awkward.
But if it was at the right height, would you try it?
Wait, Raven's turning down awkwardness.
I know.
Awkwardness for me. Awkwardness for other people.
Awkward turtle?
Awkward turtle.
And the awkward turtle floats along the river.
So yeah. But we'll have to further explore this topic of conversation, perhaps in depth in the future.
We shall.
Anything else we need to finish up with?
No, I think we're good for today. Thanks for listening, everyone. This has been Lord, Sir, and Daddy Radio. More to come.
And come, and come, and come.
We're just a bunch of multiple comers. Thank you, and good night.
We're poly, orgasmic.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your move.